We have 2.2 million people locked up, and we don't have a plan for the 2.2 million people.
America has the largest population of incarcerated individuals of any country on earth. When you count those in jail, on probation, or parole, that number swells to 6.9 million. More than 2/3 of people who go to prison reoffend within 3 years of their release, and half are reincarcerated at a cost of more than $80 billion per year. But Andre Norman, 22 years out of prison and now a Harvard Law School fellow, hopes he can help slow the revolving door.
I went to prison not because no one loved me. I lost my purpose. And they say you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. That's wrong. It's dead wrong. There's just a step before that, getting them ready to want help. And that's what we do.
Thanks to over 300,000 tablets deployed to correctional facilities nationwide, a growing number of people behind bars have access to educational resources, monitored messaging to family and friends, and Norman's Second Acts podcast.
When I came home, I wasn't the uncle. I was the guy in the pictures on the refrigerator.
Norman interviews a variety of guests, like Jamel Jackson, the self-proclaimed relationship mechanic, entrepreneur, and musician.
I would tell my younger self, like, yo, there's something about you. Even though you don't look the part, you don't feel the part, you're not emotionally feeling the part, mentally feeling the part, I would say there's something about you.
Michelle Falconer, a realtor who spoke about what kept her resilient through family losses and other painful hardships.
One of the things I hate to hear is no new friends. I hate that saying, because if that's the case, I'd be the same person I was, 20 years ago.
And Jeremy Anderson, a motivational speaker and author who turned his life around from being a drug dealer.
If you are not intentional about being successful, you can accidentally become a failure.
The podcast and tablets help incarcerated people with a common struggle, re-entering into a society that's constantly changing.
The Second Chance podcast was cool for me because it allowed me to feel more normal.
Incarceration is not a place, it's a state of mind. I'm saying there are people who are incarcerated physically but are free mentally.
And to make this more of a rehabilitation situation instead of an imprisonment.
With a tablet, you can talk to your family, you can talk to your kids. With a tablet, you can get a good degree, you can get a GED. With a tablet, you can just sit down and just listen to music and relax.
People that are incarcerated are still people, and they still have value. Let's use that value and grow on that.
Aventive, the company behind the tablet program, has a goal of making sure at least 1 million tablets are accessible to people in prison in the next 3 years.
The plan is to have a tablet in every offender's hand because it makes education possible, it makes enlightenment possible, it makes church possible, it makes connecting to your families possible, versus we throw you in this black hole and nobody hears from you until your time's up.